Right, we've got here, we've got Maggie Lynch and Bernie Foley.
Aye, yeah.
We've just been absolutely mind blown by Bernie's performance, Bernie's monologue for the play Escape to Auschwitz. Can you tell us about it? Tell us about the play. What is?
Well, it's called Last Train to Auschwitz, and I have to say that it was lovely. We've just done the monologue, and you wouldn't. I always say this to Joe Mark, who's sitting over there, who will not come on camera. She won't put a face on posters or a name on posters, but all I can say is that the writing is there, isn't it, Mag? The writing is there. It's an amazing play, isn't it, Mag?
Well, just seeing that monologue, I was close to tears, and the crew were close to tears. Watching it was absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to congratulate you on that.
Oh,
you know.
thank you.
It was amazing.
Thank you. And I'm going to clap Jones off camera, because without the script, you can't. I always say this to Joe. You can't perform a phone book.
Yeah.
You can only read a phone book. When you've got words that come off the page, and that monologue is at the beginning of Last Train. It's the introductory into it. Miriam's introduction, which she just got back from what she wants to be a day of judgment.
Tell us about your prep for that, Bernie. Did you prep that with brilliant, excellent performance? Tell us about the prep.
I think, to be honest, it's just, I know it so well now. And I did play Greta because Chrissy Rock played this wonderful part of Miriam, and she was fantastic. And I used to always watch her, so maybe in rehearsals, if Chrissy couldn't turn up or whatever, I would stand in, because the part I had, Greta, was a smaller part, but it was integral. It was an amazing, I loved the part of Greta. I was almost heartbroken leaving Greta behind doing Miriam, but you couldn't knock any of it, because all the characters are brilliant, aren't they?
They're all amazing. They're all
like your character Ruth.
Ruth, yeah.
Maggie, tell us about your character.
Well, my character, I play a lady called Ruth, and I'm the older sister to the movie star Sarah, played by Leslie Butler. And I just attend to her every whim. She's spoilt rotten, and we board the train together, and she's, nasty to everyone who's on board.
She's proper awful.
She's a movie star, and
she's a bitch.
Our journey, we get on this journey, and you will be absolutely shocked at how the journey ends for both Sarah and Ruth. It's just amazing writing, absolutely amazing. That they're just two of the characters, and you've got Miriam, this character, but there's other. It's just.
There's a lovely.
I can't really put it into words. It just works. It just works. It's just.
You have all these different characters. You have, like you have the movie star and his sister, right through to,
the gypsy
traveller,
yeah.
And a child, and people in between, like the doctor, and it's just, it is absolutely, it's stupendous writing. And I'm not just saying it because you're sitting there, Joe. Stupendous writing.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to play Greta for 4 years, and as I say, I used to stand in the wings, because I wasn't in the play as often. I'd stand in the wings watching, and there's a scene which I can't tell you, but we need to get you to come and see it, everyone.
Whereabouts is it? Where and when can we see the play?
This production, this is going to be on at the Atkinson Theatre in Southport on the 29th and 30th of April. There's 4 performances, 2 matinees and 2 evening performances. So if they contact the box office at the Atkinson for tickets, I get there quick, because we are getting a bit of a cult following. It's getting known. People know. Oh, I know of that. It is getting a cult following. So if you want your tickets,
Yeah.
So Maggie, tell me about your prepping for this character that you play. Does it affect your emotions, or, you know?
Ruth is very put upon by Sarah, her sister.
Played by Leslie Butler.
Played by
Yeah,
who plays a diva extremely well, doesn't she?
She does. And Ruth, poor Ruth, half the time you feel like running across the stage and strangling Leslie. But that's in the writing again,
Yeah.
you know.
But as we said before, people are going to have to come and see the play
Yeah.
to see what happens
see
to
the
these two, transformation of these two characters.
Oh yeah, because there's a scene in it that it just breaks your heart. I remember we did it. Do you remember Joan off camera and Maggie? I remember we did it in was the Gladstone Theatre in Port Sunlight, and there was a man, and I'll never forget it. Do you remember him? He was on the front row, yeah, and he was a great big tall man. Because I remember him sitting in the front row, he was so tall his legs were nearly coming to the stage, and he absolutely broke his heart crying.
Yeah.
He was sobbing. But it's an uplifting piece as well, isn't it?
The people who were moved by it.
The courage, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we had a group of school children in, didn't we?
Yeah.
At one point in one of the performances.
Yeah.
And you often think that, like, the youth of today, they don't get taught about the Holocaust in schools. Like in America, it's on the curriculum.
Oh yeah,
to
learn about Anne Frank.
Anne Frank.
Yeah.
But in Britain, there doesn't seem to be anything like that. And these, they do the history. They read the books. They go on. So they do the history, but they actually came to the theatre to see this production of Last Train to Auschwitz.
Yeah, I would say there's no better education than art.
Oh.
Than art,
these are teenagers who, must have thought, and they went out crying, sobbing, and said they didn't realise what really happened.
They were shocked.
But this play brought it home to them more so than any book or any anyone telling them, to actually see characters on a stage playing these people and what they went through.
And what they went through. Yeah.
And there's the other play that you were in, which I've got special memories myself. I went to see it 3 times. I went to see it 3 times with my mum, God rest her soul, which was Red Skies. You were in Red Skies, tell me about that.
She plays a brilliant part.
Bernie played a brilliant
drunk.
What was the premise, moving on to Red Skies, what was the premise of that play?
Well, actually, we really need Joan in to say that, don't we?
Come on, Joan.
It was stories that Nan used to tell.
Stories from the Blitz, wasn't it?
Stories from, And she always swore that one day she was going to write a play about it, all these little stories that her Nan told her.
So it's about the Blitz in Liverpool?
It's about the May Blitz in Liverpool.
The families.
Big family, big cast. Yeah. Great story.
It is a big cast. There must be 26 in the cast.
See, I'm talking like I don't know, but I do know, if I'm honest, because I've seen it 3 times. It's absolutely fantastic. And
but our guys out there, they don't know.
I believe there's going to be another run coming up for that soon, isn't there?
Yeah,
that is going to happen, Joan, yes?
Yeah, it's turning it into a musical, be more music in this time.
Yeah. Red Skies the musical.
Red Skies the musical. If you need a ukulele player, let me know.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we'll have one. You listening, Joan?
No, but on a more serious, the better ukulele players, much better actors than me.
You were saying before about the Joan getting stories off of Nan.
Yes.
She Last Train was initially Joan, if I'm right. Isn't it? It's like talking to the Invisible Woman. That came from a lady you knew, wasn't it, Joan? Who this lady used to go to her nan's chippy years ago, and she realised she had to
Sarah Swartz.
Sarah Swartz, and she was rescued by a British soldier from Auschwitz, and she used to go in and she'd show her the mark, that tattoo, that awful number on her arm, but she basically, that's where it came from, wasn't it, Joan?
Yeah.
That was where the seed was planted for the play,
and the story is just amazing.
Well, if it's anything like the monologue, which I would just say to people, go and see this play. It's both, well, it's educational and it's enlightening, and it's what people need to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I always say the best way for people to be educated is to be entertained.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's also about friendship, the
Yeah.
unity.
Yeah, it's brilliant because in the I mean, we had a brilliant review from the Echo, the last review, praising the play to the hilt and picking up, because we had a review a few years ago, and when we first did it, wasn't it, Joe? And I won't mention the reviewer's name, but he came out and he just reviewed it as just a matter of course, and he didn't really watch it.
Do you know what I always say?
Yeah.
Do you know what I always say about these people? A statue was never erected to a critic.
No. But having said that,
It was a good review.
No, not the first one.
Yeah.
It was okay. It didn't slag us off, but
It's gone from strength
the
to
last,
strength.
yeah, well, it has, because every time Joan writes it, she'll add something. There's always another twist, another turn, and the show is never the same show the play that you'd seen before. It's always grown organically. So the last review was brilliant in the fact that he mentioned things that even we didn't think about, you know, but
Silence.
like the only soundtrack it needed was the silence of the audience.
That's profound.
And that was, you know, in the second half, and it's quite stark. The set is quite stark, and it said it relies on the writing and the performances. But yeah, so
Couldn't ask for any more than that, really.
Well, all I can say is thanks very much. Thank you. And when again, just the date, we can see the date below.
Oh yeah.
In the
Well,
link,
yeah.
the date, the details are below. Maggie, thanks very much, Bernie.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, a blessing. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.